behaviour I was seeing.
Today's challenge, a deaf Dalmatian causing chaos.
Luca's problematic behaviour I don't think's attributed to deafness. I just think it's a lot more awkward to try and correct it because he can't hear.
Whose escapology routine is pushing his owners to the limits.
He just opens every door, tries to escape. The worst case scenario with Luca letting himself out is where he's deaf. He's not going to hear a car coming. Getting that phone call saying, I think I've run your dog over. It's just a bit of a nightmare, really, isn't it? Sometimes, yes, I do regret getting Luca. Sorry.
In Rochester, Kent,
He knows there's food.
Alex and Ian have got such a soft spot for Dalmatians, they decided one wasn't enough, so they adopted a second.
The biggest difference between Hunter and Luca is Hunter can hear a crisp packet rustling, no matter how quiet you're trying to be, and Luca is completely deaf.
Although you can tell Luca by the fact that he has fewer spots, there's another contrast between the two Dalmatians.
Hunter is an absolute sweetheart. He does everything he's told, he's lovely, so friendly, so sweet, and Luca is the demon spawn of Satan. Luca! He's absolutely lovely to be around if it's just me, Ian, the two dogs. As soon as you throw any other dog into the mix, he becomes awful. Sorry.
He doesn't get the chance to be let off lead when he's in an open park. We've got no recall with him where he's deaf. I'd never had a deaf dog. Didn't really understand how hard it was going to be.
But recall isn't the only problem putting him and Hunter in danger.
If Luca had a nickname, it'd be Houdini.
He just opens every door, tries to escape. We have to lock ourselves in.
And Luca's putting Alex and Ian at risk as well. In the car, he's out of control.
If he sees a motorbike come past, he tends to bark at that. It makes you jump and your foot might slip off of a brake pedal or something like that because you've gone, ah!
Luca's problematic behaviour, it's a lot more awkward to try and correct it because he can't hear. Enough.
But I'd get rid of you first before I got rid of him. You know I would.
Oh, indeed.
When it comes to training, we typically teach dogs using auditory cues. But when a dog is hard of hearing or completely deaf, like Luca, it presents a much greater challenge, one that I cannot wait to tackle.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hi. Well, nice to meet you.
Do you want to come on in?
Beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Come on in.
Come on in.
Should we
Come on, Hunter.
Let me just get the door shut. Gotta lock it.
Okay. Wow. So why do you say you have to lock the door?
He escapes. If we don't lock the front door, he will just let himself out and go for a little wander.
Oh. He can get out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, very clever. All right, what else? Why have you called me here, apart from that?
Luca can be a little bit reactive when he's on the lead, so barking, lunging, generally pulling me around the place to get to other dogs. And the other issue he's got is in the car, isn't it?
Yes, he's quite vocal in the car when he passes another dog or a motorbike or another car passes.
I've actually got some footage on my phone to show you of him doing it.
Oh, that's a fun car ride. Now, can you tell me a little bit about his deafness?
There's no hearing whatsoever.
Totally deaf.
Totally deaf.
Do you have a whole language that you use with him?
Yeah, we've got a few hand signals, so obviously that's sit, that's down, then our recall command, which is great when he's looking at you.
Okay. Do you ever let him off the lead?
Most of the time, if we're just walking around the local park, he does stay on lead.
Okay. Why do you think Luca's lunging on the lead?
I think it's because he doesn't get let off as much as other dogs. He sees them running around, and where we can't let him off, He wants to go and play.
I see. So you think it's more frustration?
Yeah.
All right.
With their unique spots, Dalmatians are one of the most distinctive and recognisable breeds in the world. Originally bred to run alongside carriages, they're very active, tireless and highly intelligent, which might go some way to explain some of Luca's more cunning behaviours. And to watch these more closely, Victoria sets up monitoring equipment.
I want to see this hound Houdini for myself. He's pacing between the window and the back door. Now he opens the door when they come back. This is dangerous. He opens that middle door, opens the front door, and he's out. And he takes himself off for a walk in the park. With his issues, that's absolutely terrifying.
Next up, it's time to take both Dalmatians to the park so Victoria can observe Luca's behaviour on the lead.
No, don't worry, it's all right. I noticed that his breathing gets very shallow, that his lips puff out. He kind of breathes like a... And when he sees the dog, he lifts his front paw and he's trying to move forward. And that just gives me a lot of information about what's going on in his head. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
With that info in mind, it's time for Victoria to give her diagnosis on this deaf Dalmatian.
Maybe Luca's deafness does contribute to his behaviour, but there are many hearing dogs that have similar types of behaviours. It's just the way you communicate. It's harder. First of all, Luca's lunging on the lead towards other dogs. I see an unconfident dog on the lead. And I think that because he can't get to other dogs, that it's making him very frustrated. And that's why he kicks off. I do want to work on his greeting behaviour, because even though I think he gets frustrated and he's unconfident, we know that when he's off the lead, he's fine with other dogs. So I think it's just important that he knows it's fine when he's on the lead too. The second thing, his behaviour in the car. The barking, of course, deaf dogs, more visually stimulated. A real safety concern. And what do? You can't talk to him because he can't hear you. If you're driving by yourself, you can't exactly do any kind of hand signals because he's not going to see you. So what do you do? Well, that's why I'm here. And the third thing, and probably the most worrying, was a dog very easily opening that middle door and letting himself through, and if that front door hadn't been closed, he would have been out. Yeah, you can lock that front door, but what happens if you forget? I think there needs to be some added measure that you need to put in place just in case, so that he knows, I can't touch that door.
Sounds good.
All right? We have a lot of work to do.
Yes.
So let's get started.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Victoria wants to start with the most dangerous issue, Luca's escapology routine.
So first of all, with this door, I want you to dog-proof it. There are many ways you can dog-proof handles so that when he does put pressure, the handle doesn't work. Okay? That's number one. So what can we do with training? What kind of skill can I give your dog to stop him from going out the door?
Okay.
He's a deaf dog, so he relies on his vision more. So let's use it. I'm going to teach Luca how to read.
Okay.
I'm going to use the word stop.
I'm interested to see how this goes.
I think it's a brilliant idea.
I'm going to hold the sign in one hand, and I'm going to give him the cue first, hold the sign out, give him the thumbs up, and then throw a treat.
Okay.
All right? He is going to start to associate the shape of these words with he has to stop. Eventually, this sign is going to go on your door, and he's going to recognize, oh, stop, can't go any further. All right. Tap him on the shoulder, because obviously I can't call his name. Show that I have some food. Get his attention. So, I am giving the hand signal, showing the sign, giving a thumbs up, and treating. Do you see what just happened then?
Yeah.
Stop without the hand signal.
Yep, I faded the hand signal. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open the door and do this training again with an open door.
That was impressive.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah, it was really
Never
impressive.
thought of that idea. Never heard of teaching a dog to read before.
But now comes the real challenge as Alex takes over. Will Luca be such a good pupil for her?
See, it's a little harder with him,
Yeah.
with you. Well done. Next time you do it, I want you to hold the sign close to you.
Okay.
He is now starting to recognize that that shape of those words means that he has to stop in place. Lovely. Wow. How did that feel?
That was brilliant. That was really brilliant. Fantastic.
What I want you both to do is to practice. Practice, practice, because eventually you're going to put the sign on the glass where he can see it at his level. Stop.
I do think it worked. I think when we put it more into practice, it's going to have more of an effect. But, yeah, I think it's working.
I think you did amazing.
Do be quiet.
Next up, car gate. Luca reacts to anything that catches his eye, but Victoria has a plan.
Because of his deafness, he's even more visually stimulated than maybe he would be if he wasn't deaf. That is why you are going to put blackout on this window. There's great blinds you can buy where you can still see out, but it's just muted for the dogs. That sets them up for success. It's easier for Luca to not get so visually stimulated.
As well as the blinds, Victoria's going to train Luca to disengage from things that distract him.
I want to teach him that, you know what? If you don't react, good things happen to you. You get something nice. So if the dog engages with something, looks at something, and then looks back at me, yes, it's all about engaging and then disengaging. That's what it is. Okay, so here we go. He looked at that person walking past. I'm going to wait for him to look at me. So see, here, he looked away, looked back at me. What I'm rewarding him for is for not reacting. You do it while you're driving and Ian, you're sitting in the car doing this, till eventually you get to the point where he's got such a reinforcement history already that he doesn't bother.
Sounds brilliant.
All right, the next stage of this is to have somebody running past to see if he disengages. He looked at that person. I'm going to wait for him to look at me. And when he does, I'll give him a thumbs up. Great, 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 great. He looked, and then he looked at me.
Fantastic.
Yes. The next level is I want you, Alex, to walk past with Hunter.
Okay.
Luca does notice Alex and Hunter, but when he turns back to Victoria, he gets another thumbs up and a treat.
Did you see what he was doing there? He was like, where are you going without me? Then looked at me.
Now it's Ian's turn to try his hand at the training.
Excellent, Ian. Your timing was immaculate. It was brilliant. Now, you have to keep reinforcing this.
Yep.
How does that feel?
Oh, it feels really good.
To complete Luca's transformation, there's one last thing for Victoria to tackle: his behaviour meeting other dogs.
Luca's behaviour on the lead's very reactive and unsafe. You've told me he's all right with dogs off the lead, but on the lead he's a different dog. So I want to work with his greeting behaviour. I brought you to a secure field, and inside is my friend, trainer Kiri. She has her dog Teddy here. Teddy is a very calm dog. Luca demonstrates a lot of different behaviours before he goes over the top. When he's in full lunge mode, he's over his stress threshold. Then the only thing you can do is take him away. But while he's under threshold, he can think. That's how I'm going to work with him. I'm going to keep him doing and thinking.
Okay.
What's going to happen is that we're going to walk in and he's going to see the dog. And my job is to keep him under threshold. Come on, you. As I come in, you can see I'm already working him. I'm getting him seeking, his nose on the ground. Tap him.
Yep.
That's his cue to say, hey, I'm still here. He hasn't clocked the other dog yet. He just clocked him. So that's when I say, hey, gave him a little tap, and I'm just going to move a little closer. Now they're pretty close, and he's feeling a bit comfortable. I really felt that body change.
Now that Luca is calm with Teddy around, Victoria slowly brings them closer.
And I'm using this fence here as a barrier, just for a little bit of safety.
The idea is for the two dogs to circle the fence and eventually greet each other.
Getting closer and closer now. When you bring the dogs in and then you move away, it brings them relief. Takes the pressure off, you know? Yes.
And he's totally not interested.
We're just keeping them here for a little bit because I didn't make Luca lie down. He lay down himself. This is all helping his greeting behaviour. But I think this is enough for today. I think he's done really well.
Amazing. Never expected to see results that quick.
Hopefully we'll be able to take him out in future and not be so stressed.
Now that Victoria's put Luca on the path to success, it's time to leave the family to put theory into practice. Over the next few weeks, Alex and Ian can't believe Luca's transformation. His reading lessons have been coming along nicely.
Oh. Good boy.
They're taking him out to meet other dogs, and they've achieved much safer car journeys.
Going past the dog and totally oblivious.
That dog there?
Yeah.
Oh, good boy.
A couple of weeks later, Luca and Alex visit Victoria to keep her up to speed with their progress.
Wow, it's really wonderful to see you and Luca again. Tell me how it's been going.
It's been going really, really well.
Has it?
Yeah, so in the car barking, we got the blind fitted up finally. That's made a whole lot of difference.
I knew it. Cuts off that visual stimulation.
Yeah. The opening of doors, it's a work in progress. It is getting there. He's doing really, really well with his understanding the sign.
Good.
And I've been in touch with a few people to help me with some training and greeting other dogs.
I think that's what was so impressive last time, is how smart he is, but also how he was able to relax.
Yeah, we're really, really grateful for all your help with Luca, and it's going to make his life a lot better, which is, in the end of the day, what I really want for him.
I am so pleased to see that Luca is doing so well. It was amazing to work with him, and I'm so glad that the training I've put into place is working.
Thanks for watching. If you love It's Me or the Dog and want more dog training tips and tricks, visit my official site, positively.com. And if you're interested in learning more about becoming a dog trainer, check out the Victoria Stilwell Academy. Links to both sites are in the description. I'll see you online.